How excited were you when you heard that Felicia Rashad was joining the cast for season 3? And how, when they gave the teaser, right, for the season finale for this
Yeah.
season, that her character and Audra McDonald's character were going to have this moment after we knew that she spilled the tea and was gossiping about her daughter? Baby, I was waiting for that. How
A mother off.
excited for you?
Oh my gosh. The way Audra read her and then put that earring back in. I said, oh, you just got read by that good godly woman.
At 3, a
A
2,
a
a
one.
1.
A two.
Hey, everybody.
A
Welcome to Read
one.
This, Read That. I am Jackie Reed.
I'm Joyanne Reed.
Girl,
I'm
Jackie,
Joyanne
how you
Reed.
doing?
I'm
Hey,
good. I'm hearing
I'm
the
good.
struggle, girl. I'm in the world. Like the old folks say,
the
I'm in
struggle,
the
girl.
world. I'm in the world. Like
Is
the
it
old folks say,
Anne
I'm
or
in the
is it
world.
Joy today?
It's a bit of a blend. It's a bit
It's
of
a
a
blend
blend.
on today. It's been a rough one.
It's a blend on
Right.
today. It's been a rough one.
I hear you. I hear you. Same. I've had a crazy week.
Yeah.
We usually record on Tuesdays. We're
Yeah.
recording on a Thursday. It
hmm
all worked out on my end that we didn't record on Tuesday because I had so much going on. But girl, life be lifing.
Life be life in. Well, who's going to wind down first? Because I want to hear about yours, but I have a crazy.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi again this week. Read this, read that. Fans is challenging us. Girl, it was so funny how in the episode that we posted, people were like, "Yeah, Joyanne, your video," because you were like, "No," and you started singing that song. I sent you that message from this one lady that was like, she was like, I was about to pass out from laughter when Joyanne started singing that Negro spiritual. I'm gonna tell people now. Listen, the dog is in the room.
Let them know.
He's gearing up. I'm holding.
Let
You're
them
gonna
know.
see me moving around.
hmm
That woman, said I'm trying to keep him quiet, but
Bernie has his own mind.
doing this from home. I think it's your voice, Joyanne.
Ooh, it might be me.
I think it's your voice. I think he is trying to communicate with you. I think he gets so excited that his auntie is nearby. He hears you and he's trying to talk to you.
You want to talk? Hey, Bernie, you want to
I
talk
think
to me?
he's just sleep. Like when I tell you he is sleeping and relaxing and chilling, and then he was just asleep and he gets up. I mean, this
And
dog
he's
has been
like,
quiet,
Auntie.
girl. He's going through it. I had to take
Mm.
him to get x-rays because he was limping yesterday. He's
Oh,
about
no.
40 pounds. And so I
Yeah.
took him on 3 really long walks
Okay.
every day throughout the day just to get him his exercise. And girl, I had to carry him back a distance because he was limping so bad. He
Oh,
came to me with a
no.
really bad leg injury, and we needed to get some weight on him and for him to heal a little bit before we did x-rays. And so, me, girl, he seemed to be doing fine. So I was going to put the x-rays off. But yeah, girl, we're going to have to go
Yeah.
on. We got to go on and get him. But I'll do my wind down first. Um,
Please.
and then you can close us out
Yes.
with the wind
Well, I'm having a
down.
hot flash.
So my girl, where's your fan?
Go
Where them
on.
fans
I'm
at?
flashing.
Where them
The
fans
fans
at?
is in the other room. Where them fans at? I don't have it right now. Go on.
Fans.
Please wind down.
Okay, so my wind down is
Yes.
I am terrified because I am gearing up to do, and let me just say, I got the cocktail that will not be but the prima pave, girl. I'm always gonna have my prima pave. But I am gearing up to do some acting thanks to our editor Anthony, who is also a movie producer and director, and he's a cinematographer. He does all these things. I don't know if this is his second or third film,
Okay.
but he has asked me to play a role in this movie. He's in Atlanta. I'm going to be doing this in the next few days.
Oh my goodness.
And he sent me my lines. And what I will say about this is the only reason I'm doing this is because it's Anthony. Because when I tell you I cannot act, baby. I am not the one.
Are you playing yourself?
No, I'm playing a character that's kind of it's not a stretch. Let him tell it, but it's not like she's me. It's a character, and I have lines that girl, that I'm not an actress. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if I ever told you this, but remember the TV show Soul Food?
Yeah.
So when I was at BET, they invited me to come on to Soul Food and play a reporter.
Okay.
Which I did with Mario Van Peebles was part of it there. And girl, Boris Kojo and his wife, Nicole. I mean, I got to go to Toronto and meet the entire cast. And they were so excited they were so lovely to me when I was there. But when I tell you, when that director said action, and girl, I froze. I forgot my lines. And the night before, I'm really good friends with the actor and dear friend of mine, Lamont Rucker. So I was talking to Lamont. I was like, I need a crash course because I didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
Right.
I was like, you got to tell me. I've never been on a set before. Like, I don't know what to expect. And he was coaching me. We were reading the lines together. He was coaching me, a girl. But when I got there, and I had to talk to Nicole Ari Parker and Mario Van Peebles, that was who. Girl, I froze and I was like, oh my God. It was one of those moments where I should have been like, line. It was awful. It was awful. So we had to reset and do it all. It was all on me. It was terrifying. Somehow I got through it. Mario Van Peebles and Nicole were so lovely. They were like, it's okay.
Right.
Just breathe. Like they all knew this was not my thing.
Right.
But everybody was so lovely.
What's that?
The rooms are lovely. Great soft sheets.
Yeah, that mattresses are good, firm. Yeah, thinking of buying one.
Thanks, Quentin and Terry. And that's really the sentiment expressed by all the couples we talked to here at the Atlanta Prince Sterling, the most luxurious hotel in the city for that romantic getaway. I'm Jacque Reed for BET News.
And then I also did, you do know this, I also was on stage for a performance of the Vagina Monologues.
I remember that.
With Kerry Washington, and some other great actresses. And girl, when I tell you, the people that pulled me into this PR team that I was working with at the time, at this time I had left BET, I was doing radio. I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm just not good at this. And they were like, no, you got to do it. It's at the Apollo. It's going to be amazing. I was like, the only way I'm doing this is if it's on cards. I got to have my lines on cards or I'm not doing it. And they were like, oh, you can have cards. You can have cards. Girl, when I tell you the stress, the anxiety, but this goes back to college. My sister and I were in this acting group, right? And I only joined because my big sister was a part of it. And I remember my first day there, it was like a gathering and everybody was just reading lines and, we were all sitting and I was reading from, some play in a book and just reading. And my sister whispers to me, she says, why are you talking so loud?
Oh my God. Girl,
but I went through and did that production. But one thing, and I auditioned for the TV series, Why Did I Get Married? They did a movie and they did, and somebody convinced me to do it. And I tried to tell this acting coach, Tracy Moore, shout out to Tracy Moore in Brooklyn. She was like, no, girl, you can do this. You can do this. I was like, needless to say, I didn't get the role, but I cannot act. Like I can't suspend reality in order. It's kind of like the Madonna effect. If you've ever seen, and I love Madonna, but she's not a great actress. And finally she gave it up. But if you see her acting, it's like she's playing Madonna, or she's like, I can't get out of my head. Come here.
To be somebody else.
I can't do it. I can't but Anthony gonna find out because he's listening now. And I tried to tell him, I'm not your girl for this. I don't know. I tried to tell him and he was like, oh no, it's easier than you think. I'm like, okay. I cannot act. Listen, if I could sing, girl, I would be somewhere. If I could act, I would be acting Like
Right.
I would love to, like I love drama so much. Like drama,
Yeah.
I love acting. I love watching
Yeah.
movie and
Of
stage
course.
plays, all the things. I love it. And I would love to be that, but it's not my gift. It's not singing.
Well, we're
not
gonna
my
find out. If
gift.
you want to run lines, I'm here for you, cousin, sister, sore friend,
Girl,
and,
don't
and
matter.
I will help you, and I'll give you an honest assessment of your reading.
I already know it's bad. I already know it's bad. I have a hard time memorizing lines because I get so anxious. Like when I tell you, it is like one of those things where it's bad. It's bad. But I'm gonna do it because
Do
I
it.
love Anthony. And but if it were not him, like the only person that could convince me to, like, aside from Anthony, would be like if Spike Lee or Ava DuVernay were like, listen,
Right.
you've got to do this. And I would say, listen, now it's going to be bad. But if they were like, you still got to do it, I wouldn't turn down the opportunity.
Right.
But I was like, y'all going to pay me up front because I don't want y'all to see it. And then I end up on the cutting room
And
floor.
then not
I want
pay.
y'all don't pay me. Yeah, girl, it's I'm terrible at it. But I know that. A lot of people
I
don't
feel
admit when they
like,
can't
Jackie,
do
you have
something.
lowered expectations so low because Anthony can hear you, right? Okay.
Yes,
So I feel
yes.
like he's here, he's in the backstage, he can hear you. So I think you have lowered expectations so low that you are going to wind up being spectacular because you have made it seem like it's going to be terrible, and it's probably going to be fine or be even great. So I think that you're underselling yourself in advance. Do not capitulate in advance, as they say about autocracy. I think you're going to be great.
No, I assure you. It is like saying to me, girl, go ahead and go to Carnegie Hall and sing that solo. You're going to be great. I can't sing. So there's no other way for it to go. My voice isn't just going to change. I can't act. It's not going to change. Nothing's going to, nothing's going to happen.
You know what your wind down's gonna be next week? So Anthony fired me off the movie because I convinced him with my conversation about how bad I was that he didn't want to take a chance. So next week your wind down will be that he excused you from the performance.
Yes, he's gonna be there behind the scenes going, oh shit. He wasn't lying.
She was lying.
I'm gonna have to reshoot this with
Let me
somebody
reshoot this with a different person.
with a whole other person. But consider yourself warned,
Anthony. You have been warned, my friend.
Baby, I'm not the one. I wish I was. I wish I were. I wish I had that gift and I could just rally and just do it. But I promise you, girl, go back and watch that episode of Soul Food that I was on.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Wow.
It was terrible. The vagina monologue. You didn't think I wanted to rally for that and show up on stage?
And you said you tried, but it was
Baby,
a no.
it
Ooh,
was.
you got me scared. I'm afraid for Anthony.
Listen, I am too. I feel for him, but I tried to tell him, and he said,
funeral,
"No, come
Anthony.
on." He's
Your
saying
funeral.
what you're saying, and I said, "Okay,
Wow.
all right then."
All right. Then.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens. That's a hell of a wind down. That's wind way down. You lowered them expectations all the way down to the basement.
Listen, I'm trying to help
keep it real.
brother out. Yeah. You better have a backup. I would have somebody on speed dial. Plan on a backup shoot. That's all I got to say. And my feelings won't be hurt because I know what it is. I know what it is. I would rather not put this lack of talent, of acting talent, on display for anybody to see. But
Wow.
do what you will. I'm here holding my dog who is trying to bark. I don't know what it is. Girl, he was asleep all day. I've taken him out on walks. He has pooped. I gave him CBD oil, his muscle relaxer for his leg. And all of a sudden,
it's something about this podcast that's upsetting.
I promise you, it is. It's something that just gets him going.
It gets him going.
I don't know.
He wants to be on it. I think he wants it to be read this, read that, and Bernie.
Girl, what is your wind down?
So let me give you my wind. My wind down.
Out of this cup.
Well, I'm actually drinking coffee. I'm still drinking the coffee that I've been drinking all morning. I would give this is a Black-owned coffee shop called PJ's. And we went there. But this coffee is actually part of the reason that my child missed her train this morning because she missed her first. No, we booked it to get to the train, missed the train by 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And then she booked herself on a later train and we had an hour to wait. So we were like, we either we're going to stay here. There's nowhere the train station is under construction. So there's nowhere to even sit. And I was like, do you want to sit in the car? Would you want to get coffee, get breakfast? What do you want to do? And she was like, she chose breakfast. So we drove to PJ's thinking we could get there and back in an hour. Oh, no. By the time we got there and waited for the coffee, God bless PJ's. We love them, but they, it's not the fastest coffee you're going to get. It's not the quickest. You're going to get it, but it's not going to be necessarily the fastest service. But God bless PJ's. They got us the coffee. By the time we got back, the GPS in the car, and this is something I hate about this area. GPS is always wrong in this part of Maryland. So we're driving back and the GPS sent us to the wrong entrance to the train station. And it's a back entrance. And we're trying to figure out how does she get into the train station from this back entrance. And it was the wrong one. And she ran as fast as she could to it, but she missed it again.
Damn.
It's been a hell of a morning. But that's actually not even my wind down. That could have been my wind down.
That's just
easy. That's just part of it. That's just part of it. So this has been this kind of a week. So on Tuesday, as you all know, we should have been doing this show. Read this, read that. But so I think I'm doing too much. Like this is my wind down is I think I might be doing too much.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I think I'm doing too much. Too much. And today's two missed train adventure is just a part of it. It's just the culmination of the too much. But the beginning of the too much really was Tuesday when this was a 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe before we were going to do the read this, read that broadcast. I taped our live show. It's live-ish, but what it was we taped it and we were doing, it's called a look live, right? Where you tape something, but then you run it like it's live. So we had taped the special episode of the Joy Reid Show at 1:00. And then we were supposed to do our podcast, I think at 2:30 or 3? 2:30 or 3 o'clock?
2:30 is the call time we started.
2:30, right. So I taped it and then we're getting ready to do the second taping. And toward the end of the taping, you're in the taping, you're trying to like keep your energy up, but your energy is starting to fade. Terrible headache. But I had a headache all morning. My head was hurting so bad by the end of the episode. I was like, okay, let me go and take my blood pressure because, the last time my blood, I had a really, really bad headache. I ended up in the hospital. So I'm like, let me go and just check my blood pressure because my head really was hurting so bad. And I'm also feeling like faint, I'm feeling like dizzy. I'm trying to get up the stairs and I'm feeling like vertigo is happening and my head is killing me. And again, last time this happened, I ended up in the hospital. So I'm like, let me go check it. Girl, I put on the cuff, you have a home. I'm so paranoid about my health. I have a home cuff that I can do my blood pressure. Girl, it reads 209 over 80 something. And I'm like, that's not good. So I tell Winnie, hey, Winnie, I think we need to run to the clinic. And as I'm just getting ready to just put my shoes on and go, I'm literally feeling like I'm going to faint. I was like, this is bad. So Sean, my assistant, my steadfast assistant texts you, Jacque Reid, to say, hey, I don't think she's going to make this podcast. Because we were supposed to be taping, and now we're like 20 minutes to taping time. Like it's right before. Yeah. And I was like, this ain't gonna happen. So Jason drove me, Winnie, to the little local clinic. And it was an adventure. It was the next 4.5 to 5 hours, of course, because you know how medicine works. You get in, you check in, because I was having also like chest pains. They were like, oh, we'll see you right away. So they saw me right away. But then after that, waiting for the test, waiting for everything to come back, it's just hours and hours and hours and hours. Our healthcare system is broken because there's one doctor seeing every patient and they have to get to each one. And if you're not emergent, they don't see you right away. They don't give you your test right away. So after being left, because I was like, I told the lady in the front, and first of all, to some of our previous wind downs, I'm trying to avoid the people. It's very people-y in there. There are a lot of people sitting in the waiting room. It's full of not just any people, but Black people. And that's my base. So I'm like, I'm feeling so sick that the last thing I want is for somebody to say, let's take a selfie.
Right.
And I also had makeup on. So I looked selfie ready because I had not taken my makeup off.
Mm.
Right. Because I figured, I did the thing I'm not supposed to do. I slept in my makeup because I was like, I have so many things to do on that Tuesday. I'll just keep my Monday makeup on and just wear it, use it for that. So I'm fully made up. Oh, I know. It's terrible. So I'm fully made up, but I have a hat on. I'm low key. I have a black jacket. I'm trying to look low key. A man walks up to me. And remember, my chest is killing me. My head is killing me. I have a killer headache. And I'm thinking I'm probably maybe dying. I don't know. And this man walks up and he says, hey, you have such a familiar, you look so familiar to me. Or maybe you just have that kind of a face, a familiar face. And me and the daughter at the same time said, yeah, she just has that kind of face. I'm like, yeah, I just have that kind of face. And just sort of turned because I'm like, this is not the moment. So that was that part of it. The rest of the whole time I was there. Finally, we were there for like an hour or so, and then we left. Went home because I was like, the EKG was normal. The blood pressure was actually normal. They took it twice, and all the tests were looking normal. And they were like, well, but I was like, I'm not waiting around here in these people-y room for the selfie stuff to begin. So I was like, let me get out of here. So I went home. The minute I get in the house, phone rings. It's an unknown number, but it's a local area code. I'm like, let me pick it up just in case. It's the doctor himself calling and saying, you need to come back because there's blood tests we need to take. And we just really think it's urgent due to your symptoms. Come back and take these tests. So long story short, I went back. I was there for another probably 3 hours. Didn't get home until about 8:30 at night. It was a very long day. But the conclusion of it was both the guy who did the EKG, who was a very nice Ghanaian man, who said to me, you know what the problem might be? You might be doing too much. You probably should start walking on the treadmill at home so you can train your heart. And that would really be helpful. You should do that. And then the nurse, who was actually really nice, the one who drew my blood, she said, you might be doing too much. And she was like, and also, it could also be menopause and perimenopause. And let me tell you all these things about what I've gone through with menopause. We had a fabulous conversation about menopause. Her name was Tabitha. She was awesome. And then the doctor comes in and he says, you might be doing too much. He says, he's like, have you been traveling lately? I'm like, yeah, I've been to 3 cities in the last 3 weeks. He's like, you've been a lot of planes, huh? I'm like, yeah. He's like, between traveling on a plane, working, long days and doing a whole lot of stuff, it's probably a combination of anxiety, exhaustion, nutrition, and you just might need to slow down and do less. So the conclusion of my wind down, and I actually hate doing this because it just makes me feel like being Anne to have to say that Jacque Reed is right. Because if you tell Jacque Reed she's right, you will never hear the end of it. You will never, ever hear the end of it. But I'm going to conclude my wind down by saying, according to the guy who took my EKG, the nurse who took my blood, and the doctor who saw me after a 6-hour ordeal at the clinic, I might be doing too much. Thoughts?
Thoughts and prayers. I already called you today. I've
already been on the phone. Yeah, so y'all don't know that before we get on here, I've already been dressed down by this lady. I can't tell which way to point. So if she starts getting on me, y'all know that she already did this offline. She's not going to do it on the show. Go. Get it over with.
Because I called you on Wednesday. I let you rest on Tuesday because I was like, I'm gonna let it ride. And you did text me to say, I'm fine, I'm alive.
That's true.
And then on Wednesday I called. I was like, okay, how you doing? What have you eaten? Nothing.
And at that point I had not eaten anything. and by the way, you know what I've eaten today?
Come on, Joyanne. The coffee?
I've been busy. It's been a crazy day.
Girl. It's like I said to you, if you don't prioritize your health, there will be no Joy Reid show.
Right.
Imagine if you had to be in the hospital.
It'll just be read this.
Hospitalize you.
It'll just be read this. There'll be no read that because read that won't be there. It'll just be read this. If you
It'll
dare.
be read this. No, I'm saying you couldn't even do your other show. And
No.
I know, I get it. I get that starting what you're starting with the Joy Reid show and the Substacks and all the things requires it's a very competitive thing that you're doing. And really you're competing against yourself, right? Because this is the opportunity to do it the way you want to do it. But the interviews that you've been getting, the content that you've been serving, I mean, it's been great. But you know, to what end at the you know what I mean? It's like you've got to find the balance. And I called her today to say, I'm going to, I mean, Joanne, do not make me come up there because you're going to be mad at me. I'm telling you, and I don't care. Because when I called you today, I know you were rolling your eyes in the car when you were on your way to the train station.
You can't prove that.
I don't care. And I was like, listen, I'm going to be your nutritionist because her issue is when we talked about this yesterday, you were like, I don't know what to eat for breakfast. I don't have time. You know, I look in the refrigerator, there's nothing there, but there are ways to fix that. And we are going to work on that. We're going to work on that very thing. We're going to fix it because we talked about the toast options that you can have. I wrote about this on my Substack.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There are toast options that you can line up and just be done. You can get your protein, you can get a great number of nutrients. And even when I'm not hungry, I will make sure that I eat something because your body needs the fuel. Your body is like a gas tank. It's like a car.
It's true.
You're running on empty. And then you're putting like diesel in your body.
Right. And processed food. And the thing about it is and look, we could do a whole show one day on processed foods because I don't know if you saw, so my cousins put in the family group chat that they found like radioactive material or something in shrimp. And so I'm like, first of all, shrimp is gross anyway. So I don't know why people are eating that, but it's like, and she put like a family alert out, don't eat shrimp because there's some kind of crazy radioactive stuff in it. It's like the stuff that's in our food. And now we really don't have an FDA because the Trump regime is in charge now of inspecting the food, and they fired a lot of the people whose job is to inspect the food. They've literally gotten rid of them. The people at the CDC who were supposed to be making sure we don't have another pandemic, they fired a bunch of them. The scientists at the NIH, I have family members that work at the NIH. They can't even, they're not allowed to spend any money or do anything, or they're already fired and gone. So a lot of our scientists, our nutritionists, our federal infrastructure to make sure our food won't kill us is gone. I even was looking today, and I, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I've gotten this wrong, of a guy who was doing a post about how Trump is trying to readmit arsenic to be allowed. I'm sorry, asbestos to be allowed back because, he has this crazy belief going back to the 80s, and he wrote it in his second book that asbestos is not dangerous. And he insists it's the same way he believes tariffs are amazing. He believes windmills will kill birds, and he believes asbestos is fine. So we're literally living under the regime of a madman who doesn't believe you should have your food inspected. So now we're just like, we're in a free for all. And if you're eating still processed foods and stuff and you don't know where that stuff is coming from, God help you, because we're not in a safe space.
Well, listen, I was really struggling with, gosh, what am I going to do with this content that I'm creating, right? On YouTube, on Substack. And you were the one that was saying to me, and a couple of others, but you more than anybody, you're like, wellness. You need to talk about wellness, right? Because too many of us are unaware and too busy to lean into what we need to be paying attention to when it comes to what we're putting in our bodies. But all that stuff that you talked about with the CDC, the NIH, and the FDA has never been great in this country. When you compare what we eat,
right,
compared to across the pond over in Europe.
Just the red dye is not allowed in Europe.
There's so many dangerous things in our food that's allowed by the government and has been allowed. And we really, it's not just the radioactive shrimp, it's the chemicals in our fruits and vegetables, which is why if you're buying an apple off the shelf, that's not organic, and even if it is organic, what grade organic is it? And you need to clean it. You just take it and put it in some water and vinegar or water and baking soda for 15 minutes. But that with your grapes and cherries and things like that, Those things make a difference. And it's like, we don't want to be bothered. It's just too much. But meanwhile, these things that you're putting in your body on top of not eating well and working too much and being too stressed and not getting enough sleep, not you, I mean, but everybody,
Yeah.
it adds up. And so if we're not leaning into ways to just, okay, in the morning, instead of drinking coffee, get the mushroom coffee, right? I know you don't like Rise, but the mud water I have is really delicious. You should give it. I mean, everybody that I make it for absolutely loves it, and there's so many different brands out there. Find what you need, right? If you don't have time for breakfast, make a smoothie, or just like we'll talk. I told her, and you're going to do this. I swear to God, don't make me come there. We're going to get on the phone. We're going to figure out what you like to eat. You got 2 assistants, for God's sake. We're going to order everything that you need so it's there and ready to go. You have got to prioritize. And our Monday meetings, our editorial meetings, you're going to be on the treadmill. That's it. You need to start doing your meetings when you're just talking to people on the treadmill.
That's a good idea.
So we're going to have our self-assession, but what I would strongly suggest what you do immediately is anytime you have a meeting that's not a situation where somebody has to see your face, if it's on the phone, do it on the treadmill.
It's a great idea.
Do it on the treadmill. Yeah, because there are plenty. Whenever you and I talk on the phone, go to the treadmill. Whenever you're talking to Sean or something, go to the treadmill.
Excellent idea.
Yeah, I would definitely do that because that'll get it in. And just 3 times a week, 30 minutes is a game changer. Game changer. Okay, so I'm getting
Circle back
together. It's on now.
Help me, please. Read that family. Don't let her kill me.
Y'all, she is such a terrible patient. And a terrible
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus.
Girl. Child.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Y'all is like she's telling everybody to tell me to write this book. And I've gotten so many messages like book, write the book.
Just keep saying it to her. Like, get on her. Yeah, leave me alone.
But now we gonna get on you. Now put in the chat of this show, Joyanne, take care of yourself. Joyanne, please take it seriously. Joyanne, your health comes first. Tell her how important it is because I know we all love her and we want her to thrive, but she can't do it if she's sick. And she don't take it seriously.
Oh, and can I say, I didn't finish the end of my wind down is when I left and you would love this. You would love this team at this little health center. When I left, that's the only time the doctor finally said, and we're all fans. And that was it.
See, and nobody asked for a selfie because you know why? Because they're professionals. You coming in thinking,
but I was getting special treatment, and I was like, I wonder why they're giving me such special treatment. They sent me to a different bathroom. I didn't have to go in the common room, and then I'm like getting a little favor, and I'm like, maybe they do know, maybe they don't.
But that's what you do when you have a VIP in your midst. You don't ask for selfies when somebody's coming in with chest pains and extreme blood pressure. You don't do that, and you don't do it when they're having a colonoscopy and they have their ass up in the air. Rude asses, rude, unprofessional.
Leave them people alone. They were nice.
All right. No, you're too nice to do it. Anyway, moving on. Listen, I'm glad you're still standing, but we got a lot of work to do. So I sent you my Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live. Come with me if you want to live.
To live.
You got.
I only hear, his accent is similar to Melania's. I only hear Melania's accent when I say the name of my old network. Because all of y'all black folks that were MSNBC fans, MSNBC don't exist no more, right? It's gone.
Yeah.
It's called My Source News of World Now. My Source News of World Now.
As we transition into shit you need to know, let's talk about that because
please.
MSNBC has changed or is about, I don't know when it becomes official, but they announced that they are changing their name from MSNBC to, what is it, Joanne?
My Source News of World Now. My MS Now. My source news of world now. I hear it in the Melania voice. My source news of world now. Because it's so not grammatical, my
It's
source
such
news
an
of world.
odd title. It
I know.
really is an odd, like the branding, like who came up with
And
this?
it's got like this red, white, and blue flag logo. It kind of looks like Newsmax.
Yeah. It feels rushed. It feels rushed and not really thought out. I mean,
Versant wasn't great, if I'm being honest. It's probably better than Spinco and Versant. So we've gone through Spinco, Versant, and this. So, I guess it's not as bad as those two, I guess.
yeah. Yeah.
But I think the thing that's significant is I have so many people that come up to me and still say, I miss you so much on MSNBC. But now I can say to them, there's no such thing as MSNBC.
Yeah.
You should just watch my podcast, Read This, Read That, and The Joy Reid Show, because there is no MSNBC. It doesn't exist.
No, you can watch this and get all the information that you need.
There's no, literally, and it's sad because I have to be honest, I as a longtime fan of MSNBC who watched MSNBC for so long, it's a brand that I think is really great. It kind of reminds me of when HBO changed its name to Max, and it's like, why would you do that? HBO was such a great name, and then they suddenly were Max. Now they've gone back to being HBO. So there's a and I was working for a marketing company, for Beverage Marketing Corporation, back during the New Coke experiment. And, in the end, they had to put it back because New Coke was a terrible idea. Sometimes if you have a good brand, you just keep it. And so, the MSNBC brand, but I understand why they did it. I actually genuinely do, because they're divorcing it. They're divorcing the MSNBC brand from the NBC brand. This is the official divorce of the NBC News brand, which is not, which tries to be down the line, down the middle, and the MSNBC News brand, which has a brand of being liberal, even though it's not liberal all day. But they want to separate the brands. And I think probably NBC wants this more than MSNBC ever wanted it. I think it's NBC. My guess, I don't know this for a fact, but my guess is just my experience working there and the feelings that NBC had about MSNBC, which were never positive. I think it's about divorcing the brands from each other.
It's going to be interesting to see how many times, because when you make a major change like this, right, to a brand that's been established for so long, for the host to like trip up and say MS, like to fix your brain, right, when you're dealing with breaking news and so many different things, welcome back to,
that's now. MS now to Ms. Now. It also looks like Ms. Now. It looks like when you look at it when you're looking at it looks like Ms. Now. Hello, Ms. Now. How are you, Ms. Now?
That's what it should. That would make it easier. Ms. Now, like it's
hello,
like
Ms. Now. Yeah, but now it really will be interesting to see if people still come up and mention MSNBC, because it's a legacy brand that's been around for a quarter century or more, since 1996. So it's like the idea that suddenly it's called something else is like kind of weird.
You're wondering if people are going to come up to you and say, "I miss you on MSNBC now."
MSNBC, if they're going to still say MSNBC, or if they're going to make the mental switch to say Ms. Now. Ms. Now.
Girl, nobody. No, girl, this is like a tree falling in the forest. Nobody's gonna know.
That's true. People won't even know. They'll just still be calling it MSNBC. Just like I still call that shit Twitter. I don't care what he claims and what all these other people who feel like they have to write X in their little stories and stuff. Baby, that thing called Twitter. When you post on X, Twitter, what do people call the posts? Tweets. Even though that was a silly name, we got used to Twitter and tweets. So when you post on Twitter, it's still called a tweet. So that means that thing name is Twitter. So you can call it. That's like when Puffy changed his name and they're like calling him Diddy. And so I'm like, baby, that man is named Puffy. And now he's the diddler.
The diddler.
The diddler.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, girl, what happened? Okay, my Bible app just opened up.
Your Bible app, and it said, "You
better
get to
I hear you, Jesus.
You better get to Jesus. You better move on from this devilry and talk about the Lord." You're talking about devilry, and you're talking about the media. You should be talking about Jesus. You should be talking about Jesus, and you should be talking about me. He said, "My name is Jesus." Why you're not talking about me? You're talking about everybody. You're not talking about me. My name is Jesus. Why aren't you talking about me?
You're preaching good.
I'm right here in these red letters, and my red letters are telling you what to do. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to study. You don't have to have a degree. You just have to have me. My name is Jesus.
Hallelujah. Woo, child.
That's what you got to do, the fast dance.
Girl, speaking of hallelujah, how much are you loving Gavin Newsom right now?
Listen, I can't decide. So they're mad at me because I went on Wajahat Ali. The right is mad at me because I talked about the mediocre white men. Let me tell you, let me give you two white men who are not mediocre. They're the opposite. Okay. Hunter Biden, obsessed, and Gavin Newsom, obsessed. They're the only two people that I even want to think about. If we ever have a presidential election again, give me one of them two. Maybe big them a ticket. Two white men ticket. I love Hunter Biden and I love Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom right now, the way he is trolling Trump with these tweets in all caps, in the same way that Trump is putting out information on his stupid ass Truth Social. And what's so funny is how the MAGA people are upset with Gavin. You're being ridiculous. Somebody needs to
take his phone.
To stop. Take his phone. Are you serious?
Are you
Do
serious?
not even get what he's doing?
They said he's rude and everything he's doing on his phone is it's not dignified for a governor. It's like, excuse me, your person is Trump, who screams on Truth Social every day. And so my favorite part of it is that he ended it the way Trump has started ending his Truth Social post with "Thank you for your attention to this matter." I heaved with laughter. Gavin, you all right with me, buddy? You are all right with me. And what I love about Gavin and the way, you know why? I'll tell you why Gavin bothers Trump so much. It's the same reason Trump is trying to make John F. Kennedy disappear, make the Kennedy Center disappear, make Jackie O's Road. He's negatively obsessed with the Kennedys and Obama and people that he views as handsomer than him, more popular than him, and cooler than him, and more accepted by the culture than him. And Gavin is all those things. Gavin is 6'5" or so, very handsome. I've seen him in person. I'm just telling you, he is better looking in person than he is on television. He's good looking. He doesn't look like Count Chocula. Now, I do believe he looked like Count Chocula.
Does he smell good? Does he?
Yes, ma'am. He does. He has a beautiful wife. He has a beautiful wife who actually does love him, unlike Trump. And he is a decent human being, but who also has, he used to be married to Kim Guilfoyle, which is kind of crazy. The one who was Don Jr.'s ex. He used to be married to her, but he figured out to get away from that mad woman, found himself a much better wife. He got kids. Yeah. Now he sometimes tries to skate over and try to get the MAGAs to like him and do his little podcast and stuff. But I can forgive him for that because he's a troll. He's like, if you're gonna troll, I'm a troll. If you're gonna take seats, I'm gonna take seats. You're gonna steal seats from the blacks in the brown people in Texas, I'm gonna steal seats from you in California. He's playing the game that's being played, and I love it.
But why can't the other Democratic governors do the same? Why can't the other blue state governors follow in these footsteps? Not only redrawing, the district lines, redistricting, but also holding money that, California gives so much money to the federal government. And Gavin Newsom talked about, withholding that. Yeah. Why aren't the Democrats playing offense instead of defense? Why did Gavin even wait for Texas to do what they did? Because we knew they were going to do it.
Yeah. The only reason Gavin, and this is what I love about it too. So Gavin, when he made that threat, they knew that they were under a constraint, which is the California Constitution requires a redistricting commission. So it's in their constitution that they can't gerrymander. But what they did is he made the threat, and then they started working in the background to figure out a get around. And the get around they came up with is that they're going to put a bill for the people to vote on this November that will say we get to go around our commission, which we still affirm that we prefer commission-based fair redistricting, but we're going to get around it this time in response to Texas, and it gives him the legal authority to do it because he doesn't have the legal authority right now, and it has to be passed through the legislature. But because Democrats control both chambers, they can do whatever they want, just like Texas can do whatever they want. So they're going to put this on the ballot. It will be voted through in November, and then they can whisk those seats away, which is fabulous because then Republicans are going to pay. And what the idea is, look, Democrats don't control enough seats, enough state legislatures to do this tit for tat. If every state does this, Republicans will win that battle numerically. But what Gavin and others are counting on is that the Republicans in those seats want those jobs just as badly as the Democrats. And what you want to get is Republican members who are then going to be targeted to beg for it to stop. You want to get to the point where you're saying to a Republican who's in their seat entrenched, you about to lose your seat unless you make your bosses stop. You have to get them to stop it, because Democrats alone can't stop it. And Gavin understands it, but he understands this is how you use power. And I will note, and I'm going to throw it out here because we're going to be posting it, a preview. I just interviewed Governor Wes Moore of Maryland yesterday, and I asked him, will Maryland follow suit? And he said, absolutely, Maryland is going to do it too. So I can break that news here on Read This, Read That.
Good. I'm done with the Hakeem Jeffries of the world. I'm done with the Chuck Schumers of the world. I'm done with the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, who I heard a rumor that she was thinking about running for office again. Like, what? I'm done. Girl, I did. I don't, I cannot with the old school, respectability politics, let's all get along. Biden was a big part of that, which is why, he could have done more than he did on his way out of office. Totally. He could have given the middle finger to Israel. Yeah. Kamala too. You know what I mean? But I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
They could have ratified the 28th Amendment. A lot of the stuff they're doing to women would have immediately become unconstitutional. He could have been like, I'm ratifying the 28th Amendment. It has enough votes from enough states. It's ratified. And if the lady from the National Archives won't publish it, I'm the president. I'll publish it. He literally could have done that. He declined to do it. The archive lady said she wouldn't do it. And he didn't fire. First of all, he should have fired her because Trump fired her anyway. So he should have fired her and said, you're fired. I'm going to put an archivist in who will do my bidding, because the Supreme Court said the president is a king. Biden, act like a king then, man. You on your way out, you should start doing king shit and being like, 28th Amendment, bam. You know what I mean? Like, not he pardoned his son, but that's about it.
But they warned us that all the things that are happening would happen. Kamala, especially, Vice President Harris, I don't mean to be disrespectful, warned us that all these things were going to happen, right? Yeah. How dangerous Trump as a president would be. But then they're next to him, President Obama next to him at the funeral, Kiki. I mean, Kamala, was cold. But to me, it's like, which is it? Is he dangerous or not? And now that we see how that everything in Project 2025 is coming to life, and he has the court system, he has Congress, he has everything he needs, right, to push these things through, and he's doing so many dangerous things. I mean, I get anxiety when I think about the future and what this country is going to be like, because I don't see a world where we get out of this because of the way that the Democrats are operating. And that's why I'm loving Gavin Newsom so much, because he just, the boldness that he's showing and the I don't give two fucks right now is what we need. We need fighters. We need gangsters. Who are like, we need gangsters. We need people who are like, I don't care what happens. And we need white people like Gavin Newsom that are willing to put it all on the line, right? To fight in the way that he's fighting, to meet them where they are. Forget going high. It is time to go low.
To the earth's core. To the earth's core. Because this is a war. And the thing is, I'll give you another example of it. So I've been interviewing State Representative Jolanda Jones and State Representative Aisha Taylor. I'm going to give her flowers too. They're holding a town hall, I believe either later tonight or tomorrow. This is Thursday when we're recording this podcast, because they are the Democrats, the Democrats, Black, white, and Latino, who have refused to go back to Texas. Democrats in Texas did exactly what you're talking about, what national Democrats do, which is they talk a good game and they say the right words, but they don't do anything. In this case, 55 Democrats approximately left the state to deny Republicans a quorum to try to prevent these racist maps. These maps are so racist. One white voter in the state of Texas will now count for 3 Hispanic voters and 5 blacks. They're literally turning white voters into super voters and making all other voters 3/5 of a person, okay, in the state of Texas. Yeah. Those maps could not have passed without the Democrats being there to give a quorum. Democrats left for like 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks, and a whole bunch of them went back. Not just white Democrats who all would decide to go back, and the Hispanic Democrats who all decided to go back, but some of the black Democrats went back. When they went back, enough of them gave a quorum so that they were able to pass the maps yesterday on the Wednesday before this podcast is being done. And then all the Democrats are doing what Democrats do. They are lining up at the podium to give their speech, to excoriate the Republicans for doing this racist, diabolical thing. And that's what they wanted. They knew that hearing was going to be live streamed everywhere. It was live streamed on YouTube. Lots of cable news live streamed it. That was the drama that was going to happen in passing it. They wanted that moment to be seen arguing against it on camera. But they weren't willing to do what it took to actually stop the bill. They could have stopped the bill.
They could have stopped the bill by staying out of town.
Stay out. But they couldn't stay out. Yolanda and them were telling them stay out. She's an attorney. She was like, we just can't go back. But they wouldn't do it.
But here's the thing. To me, and I don't know, you tell me, I would understand if livelihood, right? How much money is it costing them to stay out of the state? Like, because I know that Beto O'Rourke was trying to raise money.
I was just gonna say, nope, livelihood ain't it. Let me tell you something. This is why I don't buy that argument. A lot. Now, first of all, let's note that people who are in the state legislature in Texas earn $600 a month. It is no money at all. $600 a month. That means you have another job, and it's a part-time gig. Okay, so if your regular job is saying you can't be out, or you run a business that's going to fail, I totally get it. You're having economic problems, but there were at least $2 million was raised to fund these people being out of state. So people were actually raising money to help take care of them. And the process had only just begun because they had only been gone for 3 weeks. These Democrats didn't give people out in this world time, because I was in the midst of some of that conversation. People were scrambling to figure out how to make them financially stable so that they wouldn't lose their homes, lose their jobs. That was being worked on. They didn't give it time. If this had been the Montgomery bus boycott, this would have been like, man, I got to get on that bus because I got to get to work because I got to pay my bills. This would have ended the Montgomery bus boycott in 3 weeks. They didn't give it time. And then the second thing I will note is one of the people who was sponsoring them is the governor, J.B. Pritzker of Illinois. You know why J.B. Pritzker is a billionaire? Anybody? Pop quiz? He is the owner of the Hyatt Hotels fortune.
What?
His family are the Hyatt Hotel people. I did not
know that.
That means that in theory, he could have put them all in Hyatt hotels for free because he's a billionaire. He's got the money. And so the reality is you got a billionaire supporting you. You've got Beto O'Rourke out here raising crazy money for you, millions of dollars. You've got other organizations, civil rights organizations, volunteers scrambling to figure out how to find the money. So it wasn't as if people were just letting you burn, letting you lose your home. People were trying to help, but they didn't give anyone time to figure out a financial strategy to make it possible for them to stay out. They wanted to go home, and they went home, and they think that they won. They were greeted as liberators. They came back and people were cheering for them, talking about this is what democracy looks like. No, it's not. What democracy looks like is defeating the bill. And the whole point was to defeat the bill. Making your little speeches on the dais is meaningless if the bill passes. And guess what? The bill has passed. Now, 4.3 million Texans, the most blacks who live anywhere in America, will have 2 members of Congress. 2. And 40 million Hispanics, who are the majority in their state, will have 8 out of 38 seats. 8 out of 38. And they are the largest ethnic group. And all the rest will belong to white Texans. That means 1 white Texan equals 3 Hispanics. 1 white Texan equals 5 blacks in the state of Texas. Blacks are now not even 3/5 of a person in that math.
This is why things will never change with the people that we have in power right now. The Democrats are just not equipped they keep bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. And they just, I'm happy with what Gavin is doing, but I keep watching to see when is he going to give in? Like, how far is he going to go with this? And who else is going to join him? I feel like, and I was researching this, I feel like that we are past the point that the international community needs to get involved in this.
I agree.
Just like in South Africa, what it took
Yes.
to overturn apartheid was international pressure,
Correct.
right? Sanctions, boycotts, things like that. But we keep getting people showing up at the White House, meeting all these, foreign leaders, meeting with Trump and coming and dignifying him as this president when he is a dictator.
Right.
Right? He's a dictator. He's a fascist. And it's like, but they still are normalizing that, like, the United States is not what it was. It's not this superpower that we once were. We are not. It's not at all what it used to be by any stretch of the imagination. And that is all thanks to Trump. But I mean, I don't get why I feel like Obama, Hillary Clinton, and maybe there are others. I know people, like, somebody needs to use relationships they have with foreign leaders and convince them behind the scenes, right, to not let him show up, kick the United States out of the UN.
Yeah.
These, the G8 summit and all that stuff, disinvite Trump, but they keep showing up and meeting with him, all these African leaders, and it just seems like Zelensky comes back and this time he wears a suit. Why? You're still at what? Why do you give in? Right? The one thing they made such a big deal out of was that he wouldn't wear a suit and they felt it was disrespectful, and he shows up in a suit. Fuck that. Show up in khakis. Like, stop giving this man this respect.
Yeah. He's not respected. And the thing is, that based on the faces of, Zelensky when he's sitting there rolling his eyes, these people don't respect Trump. They don't. None of them respect him. They're just doing what they.
Why do they come and meet with him? Why do they keep coming?
Because they're trying to manage the chaos. The sad thing is, he is a toddler who controls nuclear weapons. And so, unfortunately, as long as the United States still has the large army and controls nukes, they have to at least entertain a conversation with the American president, no matter who that president is. And I agree with you that it is now time for the people of the world to stop doing that. To literally say BRICS is bigger than us, is about to overtake us economically as a collective. The EU has its own collective. They have their own security compacts. It's time to shun the United States. It's time to treat the United States like they treated South Africa in the 80s. And if that's not done, I don't see how this changes. I'm with you. It cannot change as long as people normalize Trump and treat him like a normal president. And until until somehow that is a lesson that is learned and taken in, I don't know how it changes, because nobody in this country is going to stop him. Gavin is doing his best, but he's by himself. To your point, the Democratic Governors Association should come out with a statement saying we're all getting rid of every Republican who's elected in our states. There will be no Republicans in any of our states when this is done. We're going to take you all out, because in the end of the day, even if Republicans can take more seats, it doesn't matter now anyway. And it doesn't matter, but those individual Republicans who want their seats very badly will scream bloody murder. They will not willingly give up their seats. These people are all trading on the votes they're taking. They're all getting rich. None of them want to leave those seats, because they're literally passing bills and then trading stock on what they're passing. They're getting rich off of crypto. They're all milking money. Those Republicans don't want to stop that gravy train that's coming to themselves. So if you start threatening to take their seats, they will suddenly say mutually, because what this is called is mutually assured destruction. Mutually assured destruction. Yes, you will take Clyburn's seat, but there will be no more Republicans in New York, the financial capital of the world. We'll have no Republicans left in the Congress. We will take every one of them. And that's the only language that the right understands, is force.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is up to the international community to save what's left of the United States as we knew it. That's the only way out. And I'm just
sad but true.
Well, we have got a very special guest joining us in just a bit.
Yes,
talk about one of our favorite shows, The Gilded Age. So stick around for that. We've been going an hour and a half. So we got to stop.
Okay. Yeah, we'll end.
I wanted to, girl, this news just came out on TMZ and I was going to talk about it, but then I was like, no, we don't have time. But Lil Nas X was walking around LA in his underwear and cowboy boots, and he got they said paramedics were called and he was transported to the hospital as a possible overdose.
What?
Well, I love this kid so much, but I'm like, you know, it's
no.
just so much coming at him so fast.
I know.
About
Lil
him.
Nas X. Oh,
Yeah.
Lil. Come on, Lil.
Come on, Lil.
Come on, Lil.
Okay, so let's do our ending.
Now we'll do the wrap.
Yeah, okay. So that does it for this episode of Read This, Read That. I love Brittany. She's got to come back. I'm excited to rewatch The Gilded Age along with the Gild. Get my cups out, my antique teacups, and I'm excited about that. We love her.
I'm excited too. It's gonna be fun. You got to remind me when it is though, because you don't remember nothing.
I'll remind you during one of our nutrition sessions that's coming up.
Help me read this, read that.
No, yes, in the chat, tell her that she has to listen to me and get her health together. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick. Otherwise, myself, Bernie, Oscar, Katanji, Jamar, Miles, Winnie, and Lovey are all coming to your house.
This is insane that these are all the names of people we know.
We are all coming to stay with you. And
oh my God.
You're going to get it together. So
it'll be a catararium.
You make your
and a doggerarium. A petararium. All right, that's enough of a threat. That's enough of a threat.
Get it together. Okay, here we go. We have a great guest for the day. She is one of the Machetes, one of Joyanne's amazing group of incredible women known as the Machetes. And she is joining us, but not to talk about conquering the world and all the things that are going on, but something a little bit lighter and fun that we are loving. And it is focused on or attached to one of our favorite show, The Gilded Age. Joining us is Brittany Packnett Cunningham. She is an activist, an educator, a writer, and a leader, and the founder of The Gild. Brittany, welcome to Read This or Read That. Once again, she's been on the show before, but now she is back. Hey, lady. Hey.
Yes.
The Gild is up. We up, baby.
Girl, and you are doing such amazing things. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about this. We both love this show to the end of the world and back. And
wait, hold on. Let me move my vacuum cleaner.
Girl, sit down.
Get a vacuum cleaner.
Girl, I'm not thinking about Joyanne.
Don't judge me.
But no, we're not judging you because you know what that means. You keep a clean house. Praise God.
Yes, she does.
Okay. Some people ain't touch their vacuum cleaner in the month of Sunday. So
come on now. Let's keep
I'm not mad at it.
Let's keep it real. But let's talk about The Gild, focused on Black people who love The Gilded Age. Tell us why you decided to start this and about everybody is loving this and following this, and it is growing like crazy. Tell us why you started this.
You know, back when I saw the news about the show coming out in its first season, I got really excited. I love period pieces. I tend to love an HBO drama. Like, they can get me no matter what genre or topic it is. And I really love Black women. And when I found out that Black women were at the helm of this show and behind the camera, people like Sonia Warfeld, Sally Richardson Whitfield, who I love from Posse, seeing people like doing that kind of work and Black women really being at the helm of it made me really excited. So I was a fan from 2022, season 1, episode 1. And then I watched the thing and it felt like the Real Housewives of the Gilded Age. And I was like, oh, I'm hooked, right? I'm like, who's going to be at the top of society? Is Bertha going to topple Mrs. Astor? What are they wearing this week? And then you watch it and you also realize that there are these complex, nuanced, really undertold Black storylines that are also happening concurrent with this. So we're not just seeing the activities of the white and wealthy, we're also seeing the activities of the Black elite, of the Black educated, of formerly emancipated Black people and how they made their way in the North. All of these things are happening and they're doing it inside of this political and economic context that the show really touches on. So beyond it just being entertaining and beautifully acted and directed and scripted, it is also, I think, a real historical masterpiece in this time where if you're not giving people history in an entertaining way, they're really not trying to hear it. So I was a fan from the very beginning. I like to discuss shows, you know, in community, you know, we like to kiki, we like to chat it up. So I was like basically having this conversation with myself because I didn't know anybody else who watched it. Come to find out this summer during season 3, as HBO has been calling it Hot Gilded Summer, there are Black people everywhere who've been watching this, and we've all been watching it in secret. None of us knew we had anybody to talk to. And suddenly we were posting about it on various sites. I haven't been on the site formerly known as Twitter, so I don't know what they're doing over there, but on Threads, we were kikiing about the Gilded Age. And one day I was like, we have to be able to have a conversation with just each other. We did this with Game of Thrones, right? There was an account, I believe it was Black Girl Nerds, that came up with the hashtag Dem Thrones. And so you knew if you saw the hashtag Dem Thrones, Black people were watching the show. So I was like, we need something. I came up with the Gild and some other suggestions, and the people voted. Like 1,000 people voted, and the Gild was the very clear winner. So we are the Gild on Instagram and Threads. We are excited about this new season that will be coming, that they're probably filming soon. This last season was a doozy. The season finale was wild. But yeah, it's a place for our joy, for our conversations, for us to do the things that we do and have the conversations that only we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to start. Okay, I want to start from the very top, because what I was in from scene 1, episode 1, and from the very beginning with my girl Peggy. Because when I tell you Peggy, I'm obsessed. She is this liberated Black woman who starts out. I'm not going to do too many spoilers. Y'all must watch this. I don't want to, but I'll give you this one spoiler. That lady has to lend a white woman money to get on the train. And that's how the Gilded Age starts. Oh, they were like, and I'm like you. I love a period piece. I love, and I'm obsessed with this era. And we're living in the new Gilded Age, by the way. This is the era, right, that Trump said was the time when America was great. So I'm obsessed with this era. And the fact that they had the nuance, and I didn't realize.
Now, okay, keep going. Her Wi-Fi is a little wonky, Brittany.
My Wi-Fi is a little wonky, so yeah, my Wi-Fi might have cut out. But yeah, but what I'm saying is I didn't know who made it. I didn't realize who made it, but I knew whoever did it had the intentional sort of historical subtlety to remind us that there were free Blacks after slavery, about 500,000 of them, and there were also rich Blacks who lived in those Brooklyn brownstones.
That's right.
Talk to me about how you feel these characters are rendered, and as you said, all the like subtleties really around Peggy's family, her dad being formerly enslaved and her mom being a Broadway star.
Her mom being Audrey McDonald. Hello. Like the woman with the most Tonys ever. Like, come on. So Danae Benton, who plays Peggy, is phenomenal, right? She starts off almost a little pure and innocent, and then you start to see all of these layers in the way that she plays her and the way that she's written. Erica Armstrong Dunbar is a Black woman who is an executive producer, but also a historian on the show, right? So when we're talking about Peggy's storyline, rather, to your point, Joy, this is research. This is not for play. This is, representative of women of the time, right? Like Ida B. Wells. Peggy is this really interesting character because she comes from Black well-to-do people. Like you said, her father was formerly enslaved. He works his way up, becomes a pharmacist, owns his own pharmacy. So like Peggy is the daughter of a pharmacist. This is a very established Black family in Brooklyn, New York. Peggy's also very educated, right? So she's got beautiful penmanship, which comes up pretty quickly in the series. She's, can not just read and write, but is incredibly articulate, as the white people of the Gilded Age would probably call her. And
by the way, works for my second favorite character, Aunt Agnes, because by the way, I'm obsessed with her too. But go on.
The way she says Bannister gets me every time. Christine Baranski, she's it. But seeing Peggy interact both with her family and with white New York simultaneously really helps bring to bear what the color line looked like in that day and age for a lot of different people. You fast forward to season 2, you actually see her engaging with what is truly the great debate of that time among Black intellectuals, right? If we're talking about that age-old question of W.E.B. Du Bois versus Booker T. Washington, that is the day and age that we're talking about. Peggy spends time at Tuskegee Institute, right? There are conversations about whether the Booker T way or the talented 10th way is the way forward. And, you know, Du Bois had a lot to say about the Gilded Age. She was like, the inequality is, you know, is real lit right now, right? Like the economic inequality, the racial injustice is heightened in this moment. And he and Booker T had a very different approach to that. But that's all brought to bear on this show through this beautiful portrayal of Peggy. And I just like, I feel like I've been recruiting people to this show. The number of texts I've gotten from people who are like, you know, I had never heard of this show, but I'm watching it now. I got Wiz Khalifa mama watching it. I think I'm about to have Starsky Wilson from the Children's Defense Fund watching it. Like, I'm like, come one, come all. Let's be a part of the Guild.
So how excited were you when you heard that Phylicia Rashad was joining the cast for season 3, and how, when they gave the teaser, right, for the season finale for this season, that her character and Audra McDonald's character were going to have this moment after we knew that she spilled the tea and was gossiping about her daughter? Baby, I was waiting for that. How excited for you?
Oh my gosh. The way Audra read her and then put that earring back in. I said, oh, you just got read by that good godly woman. That is, I don't know how you're going to
the Bible to
right.
her.
Right. The preacher's wife. That's right. Yeah. You know, I'm a big fan of Polly. Polly was my movie when I was younger. My daddy bootlegged it off of TV, and I used to watch the bootleg tape all the time. So I've seen Phylicia Rashad give this very kind of austere, like, you know, hoity-toity elite performance before. But the whole point of Polly is that Polly comes and warms her aunt's heart. And, you know, by the end of it, she's tender and careful. So I very much saw Polly's aunt at the very beginning, but Phylicia Rashad never gets warm. She gets checked by multiple people, but she never gets warm. But I mean, the fact that we are living in the day and age where we get to see Audra McDonald and Phylicia Rashad opposite each other in a rich Black storyline in a way that we've never seen either of them before, let alone together. What a gift. Like, we are really blessed. It was, yeah, they had a mother off, right? Like, in, you know, while they were getting their dresses stitched, it was the back and forth. It was the light shade and then the heavy shade and then the biblical shade. It was very much giving. It was very much giving. And I hope that Phylicia Rashad is feeling all of the love and support of her fans right now, knowing that she and Debbie Allen's mother just passed away. Vivian Ayers just passed away, the great poet and writer. But yeah, I mean, they were, I wonder what it would have been like to be on set that day, because it had to be, the air had to be thick in the room.
Yeah. Oh, because I love when we first saw Phylicia Rashad's character and mixing it up with Audra McDonald and her husband and them talking, you know, how she was suggesting in her conversation, you know what I mean, that they weren't even good enough to be in the room with her because the husband was a former slave. And all, like, to see the Blacks of that time, the Black people of that time, go against each other and not be in, you know, unified and in harmony in that way was fascinating. Like, this season just really delve into some interesting historical, you know, perspectives of the time of Black people. And they made room for it. That's the thing. Within an hour, they really make room to tell these stories so beautifully.
They do. We've got stories of colorism. We've got stories of Black elitism. We've got that great divide between who was born free and who won their freedom. Even, you know, back to this debate between Booker T and WEB, right? WEB says, if you are a Black elite, it is your responsibility to fight injustice. And here is Peggy doing that, much to the chagrin of Phylicia Rashad's character. She's like, no, I've got my money. I've got my society. My role in this life is to be the pastor's wife. And I'm not going to turn over the apple cart in that way. And Peggy is over here talking about women's suffrage and educational equity and racial equity. I mean, the conversations that Black America was having at the time are being had on Gilded Age. And then on top of that, you've got, you know, from other characters, conversations about society. You got a whole robber baron, railroad tycoon in the mix, right? Who, like, we call him Railroad Zaddy because he's fine. But I never thought I'd be rooting for the robber baron. And here I am, like, oh, Mr. Russell, Oh my.
Oh, fine.
Right. But I would never want to go against Big Bertha because I do not want to get on her bad side because I've seen what she does.
For real.
When you cross her, right?
Yeah.
So there are all of these historical conversations happening at the pace of 2025, and with the kind of imagination and humor and depth and nuance that I think a lot of television is missing. Like, this is good prestige TV.
Yeah, and beautifully written, incredible costumes, incredible hair and makeup. Everything is so well done. I want to talk to you a little bit about the female dynamic, because one of the sort of major storylines, not just for Peggy, but also for the white women, is the question of what women's rights are going to be. Not just the suffrage side, but the sort of necessity and of only being able to wield your power through marriage. And that's something that's for all of them. You know, the Peggy's big scandal is that she was married before and had a child. Like, that is considered completely scandalous in that time. And, you know, the white women are dealing with it too. If you get divorced, you get kicked out of society. What do you make of the way that they've sort of rendered these questions and the way they've done them on both sides? Because the white women are not exactly, you know, they're also fighting some of the same battles.
Yeah. It's so interesting because these conversations and about soft power are so relevant here. And to your point, it really is only possible to wield your power as a woman of that time, especially the white women, through a man, not through money, because we see characters that have money who have no social standing and no social power. In fact, they're pariahs because of how they got their money or who left them their money and what their relationship was like then. We see people come into money, and that still is not enough, right? There's this new money versus old money dynamic, but the relationship to the men in your life is what opens the door or closes it. So if you marry the right one, if you get the right title, if you find the right, to go with the pun, the right bullet train that's headed toward wealth, right? And use that relationship to move into society, you can move from downstairs to upstairs, right? You can move from the servant class to the served class. But it's really interesting because we also get to watch it intergenerationally. So we watch Bertha and Gladys try to work out how Bertha wants to give Gladys power and how Gladys is saying, I actually don't want that kind of power, right? And, you know, all of our mothers will be like, just keep on living because you don't know what I know. And so I believe that Bertha loves Gladys very much, even though she's making decisions on her behalf that feels so wrong. And I won't give it away, but it feels so wrong. But then you have to ask yourself, what else does Bertha know, right? How else does she know how to get any power? This is the way that she did it. And she's trying to make sure that her daughter has a little bit. I just think it's fascinating. And it's such an allegory for today, especially when we think about how with this administration, how the women are positioned and placed, how they are used, whether or not they actually feel like they're able to exhibit any kind of power, right? Pam Bondi is very different than Ivanka Trump in how they are positioned in these conversations, and in their ability to move or sway America. And so I just think there's so much fodder in this show for how we look at what's happening around us right now, how we talk about it, how we grapple with it, and how we understand that there's truly nothing new under the sun. These are repeated habits, especially of the white and wealthy.
One of the things that I love that you're doing with the Gild is you are hosting a watch party from the very beginning, season 1, episode 1. That's going to be amazing. I know you don't want to give away spoilers for people because I'm going to be a part of that because I want to watch it again.
Same.
But I do want to ask you, without giving too much away, because of how things wrapped up in the season finale, are you team Bertha or are you team George?
Ooh,
girl.
Ooh,
That's like
right?
asking me, am I team Jesus or team the Holy Ghost? I can't separate the two. They are a unit.
they are a team.
They are a team. They broke my heart. There is this look that Bertha gives as she sees George's carriage roll away after Gladys comes in and talks to her. That broke my heart like I knew them people. I was like, cousin Bertha,
Girl.
fix it. Put your big girl panties on and fix it. I'm team I'm team fix it, Jesus. That's all I got. But yeah, our rewatch is going to start in just a couple of weeks. We're going to be doing some Instagram lives around it. We're hoping to get some of the stars and producers to be in conversation with us on those. But if
she
you
might be frozen.
follow at We Are Gild, that's
Wait, say it again because you froze for a hot second. So say you're going to try to get some of the stars. You're going to try to get some of the actresses. Where can we get on this?
She's frozen.
Yeah. Maybe
the internet won't let us be great.
Come on, internet.
Come on, internet.
Yes. Okay. So if you follow issues with the internet, well, not. I have not had issues. Am I back? Okay.
You're back.
If you follow at We Are Gild on Instagram or Threads, you will find us. It is DAGILD. No U. I know technically the word guild is spelled with a U. However, this is short for the Gilded Age. So Gild. We Are Gild on Instagram and Threads. And you can find out all of the information about our upcoming rewatch.
Fabulous.
Girl, how many times have you, I can't tell you how many times I have rewatched. All I'm going to say is the proposal scene at the ball. I cannot tell you how many times I have rewatched that scene with
Don't give spoilers away.
I didn't say who.
It's so good.
I'm just going to tell y'all it's so good.
All I will say.
Yes, please.
No, all the characters, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, go ahead.
You from the Gild.
I don't know why this Wi-Fi is crazy.
Crazy.
All I will say is that it was a helpful reminder that Black people deserve joy. We deserve nice things. We deserve happy storylines. We deserve lightness. We deserve levity. And I think that's part of the reason why the Gild really formed the way that it did, because Black people have been enjoying finding and seeing joy, right? And experiencing joy through watching, especially in these times. But also Sally Richardson Whitfield did her big one when she directed that finale episode, because the way she slow-mo'd that moment, oh my gosh.
Girl, I can't
I'll be forever a fan. Forever a fan.
All this.
Spend so much time watching Black pain and suffering and enslavement that we need a Bridgerton. You know what I mean? We need the Residents, because it's something that takes us out of the pain spectrum and talks about the possibility and that is more historically accurate. I mean, Black folks have had a horrible sojourn in America, but there've also been rich Blacks, prominent Blacks, political Blacks. We've been everywhere. And, and I feel like this show fits in that triad to me of shows that let you see Black people in a different way. And what I hope is that Hollywood's not going to run from these. I mean, we know The Residents is not getting renewed, which both Jackie and I are beside ourselves with rage about. But we hope that these kinds of stories. Oh, listen. Oh, no, they didn't do Watchmen again. And I about near had a whole coronary. I'm like, you're not going to do another Watchmen? Y'all left me with spoilers and I want more. Like, where is more Watchmen? So they're not committing to these Black shows, but we're watching them, and we're not alone. It's not just Black folk. People are watching this show. So what can people do? I mean, I guess the question becomes, how do we navigate a world in which Hollywood is trying to go MAGA and not show these diverse stories?
As one of the great hip hop philosophers said, where them dollars at? Like, we are watching, our eyeballs are valuable. Our time is valuable, whether you are DVRing it, watching it the next day on streaming, or watching it live, all of that counts. And I think simultaneously, while we watch, we have to talk about what we enjoy, what we appreciate, and identify who's making that happen. That is why I consistently call the names of those Black women showrunners and executive producers and directors and actors, because without them, we do not get this richness. Without them, we do not get these stories told with this kind of care. And without them, we don't get something that is truly worth watching. So if we get something valuable by us, for us, even when it involves people from all different racial backgrounds, supporting it really does make a difference. So, you know, we, like you said, we showed up for Bridgerton. I can't wait for that to come back on. We showed up for Queen Charlotte. I can't wait for that to come back on. Shonda really is thoughtful about how she casts and creates those worlds to reflect imagination and possibilities for us and to bring us joy. And we can do the same with the Gilded Age. And that's part of the reason why the Guild exists.
Oh, the Wi-Fi gods are killing us today.
The Wi-Fi is taking us out on today, but I think we got. I enjoyed Queen Charlotte even more than Bridgerton.
Mercury without a micro braids.
Queen Charlotte, it's just amazing what Shonda is doing with that period of time over there across the pond. But I will say, I just want to throw this in there that, you know, Sally Richardson Whitfield, who's the executive producer and often directing for the Gilded Age, various episodes, she talked about pivoting from being an actress, right, to being behind the camera, starting that with Queen Sugar. When Ava DuVernay gave her an opportunity, because Ava was very intentional in giving women directors who didn't have a name for themselves as directors opportunities to direct episodes of that series. And Sally said that was what got her on this journey. And look at her now.
Wow.
Opportunity. So it's the dollars, but it's also people in Hollywood supporting and opening up doors for each other. Absolutely. Because everything's on the line. You know, it's not just, you know, redistricting lines, but it's also our stories being told in Hollywood. There's so much, us having jobs in the future. Everything is on the line. We don't know what the future holds. So we have to fight for everything as a people. So when Black people are behind the camera, in front of the camera, our stories are being told, we have to support it strongly.
Yeah. And by the way, I did not know that she had anything to do with Queen Sugar, which I would argue is the most beautifully shot thing ever made on television. It's literally the most physically beautiful show I've ever seen in my entire life, between the cast, how gorgeous everyone was, the shooting, the lighting, the costumes, the story. I forgot. I left that out of my triad. It's not a triad. You got to put that in there. The Watchmen, you know, the stuff
forever.
Oh, look, How to Die Broke. Like, there are so many. I mean,
so many.
Quinta Brunson, who is just brilliant, and was not on that cover. They didn't have Quinta on the cover, but Abbott Elementary. Like, there's so many great things being made by our people. We got to support them all.
So true. Well, Brittany, thank you so much. You got to come back. We will both.
We have to support them all, and we have to call their names.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen. Yes. Amen. Amen,
well, thanks for doing the Lord's work and starting to Gild.
We gonna be there.
We will be.
We will be there. Absolutely. Thank you, Britt.
Thank you, my sisters. I can't wait to see you there. The Gild will assemble.
We ready.
Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Oh,
I love her.
Definitely.
We gotta. I don't know if you have people doing this, but should we have teacups when we watch? Should we bring our teacups?
Teacups, fascinators. If you want to put on a bustle, feel free. Express yourself.
Don't make me go out and get a bustle.
Girl, I have a vintage tea set from my grandmother. Girl, I'm bringing it.
Break it out. Break it out. But my teacup will probably have alcohol in it. But I'm going to still have a teacup.
That's very Gilded Age of you. Yes. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for rearranging your schedule.
It is. I think Mrs. Fish's teacups always have alcohol in it.
This is what I'm saying. I feel like Aunt Ada too. These them old ladies is drinking. They're not drinking tea. I don't believe that for a hot second at all. At all.
Y'all, that scene when she's on the dance floor and the doctor walks in and she's turning her head and it's all, y'all, I can't watch it enough. It is art. It is so beautifully done. I love that scene so much.
It is.
I'll never get over it. All right, Brittany. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Look,
thank you.
I'm going to dress up as I might have to be Aunt Agnes. I got to get an outfit like hers and some liquor that I know is in her cup. That's what I'm going to have.
Well, listen, we need things to look forward to these days, and rewatching it. I mean, this is just a beautiful idea, Brittany. It's brilliant. All right, girl.
We
Thank
give it
you.
up.
It's
I know.
all due to great people.
Yeah.
All due to
and
great,
you are
brilliant
one of
people.
them. You are
Amen.
one of them. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right,
together.
but we thank you guys for tuning in, and please, please, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, because we do read all the comments. Don't get blocked. We do read all the comments, so please leave loving or supportive, or we'll take constructive feedback and criticism.
Yes.
Don't come up in here being nasty, or you'll be being nasty. But we do love you guys. We appreciate your support. We feel all the love that we see in the comments and the numbers and the likes and the things like that. So please keep it up. And as long as Joyanne is still standing, she has the Joy Reid Show. So for now, you can go to joyannereid.com. I don't know how much longer it's going to be around, but watch it while you can. joyannereid.com. You can find all the things that she's risking her life to put out there for you. So support the sister, while you can.
Before I die.
I don't know how much longer she got, but for now, before we, just while you can.
While you still can.
Support Joyanne and all her efforts. Go to joyannereid.com and you will find, it'll direct you everywhere you need to go, how to follow her on all the things that she has for the present time. So you need to do it now. I don't know how much longer this stuff is going to be around, you guys. I really don't. So, because she don't take it seriously. She don't take it seriously. She don't take her shit. She don't take her sleep seriously.
Oh my God.
Seriously. So for now, it's like, it's a one-time offer.
It's a one-time offer.
Get it
in while you can.
Get it while you can now.
Get it while
you can.
The doors are closing. The doors are closing, y'all. It's a limited time offer.
Yes.
Well, on that note, make sure that you also, if you want to continue to live long yourself and not die or a young death, go to vegansexycool.com, where you can learn all the things about things to eat that will keep you alive. Because you know what you want? You want to be alive. Better to be vertical than horizontal any day of the week. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Also, you want to tune to the Jacque Reid Experience, where she can berate you personally for all of your bad life habits and show you some of the good ones that she has developed over time. So you want to support the Jacque Reid Experience as well as vegansexycool.com, because you want to be vegan sexy as well as cool. And I probably will be soon too, or else. Because she's crazy and she's coming for me. She's coming.
Let's go. I'm gonna bust into your bedroom. Get up and don't get away.
I'm gonna wake up one morning and Jackson's gonna be standing over me like, I told you, you gonna eat.
Why are you sleeping? I gave you a whole schedule to follow. Where is it?
You did. It's literally on this desk in front of me. It is here. I just don't follow.
Y'all don't know how badly. I know y'all love her, and I do too. But she get on my doggone nerves with this shit. She really does.
I try her. I do. I try her bad. And then my daughter's on her side. Like, I don't even have anyone on my side.
Everybody's on my side. The whole household. Everybody's on my side.
No one is on my side.
No one.
Even the doctors. Damn.
Everybody.
Everyone. Except Nala. Nala, she's on my side.
Well, for now.
Once
I come with my gang of 10.
First of all, she would love that. She would relish being surrounded by a whole bunch of other animals. Oh my God, she would love it.
Yeah, she would. And don't make us do it, because you don't want me being up there, girl.
She gonna come out of the car like a clown car and just different animals just gonna jump out the windows.
Like a clown car. It's so true.
Dude. Anyway, y'all, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. See you on the next Read This, Read That. Bye.
Bye.